Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, whenever this finds you. This is Andrew Jones. Hope you're getting your hustle on. Um, Three things I wanted to speak with you guys about. The first thing is just a theory. This is probably one of the only things I'm going to show you guys that I've never done, but I just feel like in theory it will work. And the reason why I won't do it is I just don't want to. But there's somebody out there that may want to do this, and you could win, okay, based off of, my theory here. So I found out that people that I hire on Fiverr, there's a few people that I hire on Fiverr. One in particular, I found out, okay, they never told me, but I just found out that because I seen my sample somewhere else. But listen, I found out that someone on Fiverr that I hired basically hired somebody else on Fiverr to do the job. Okay, so I hired a person on Fiverr to do a gig for me for another client, and then they turned around and they got it done cheaper on Fiverr, which I didn't give two shits about. Like, I didn't care. Was it mad or anything like that? That's commerce. Okay, I really didn't care. And I told the person, I'm like, you didn't have to hide it from me. Like, I really wouldn't care because I'm buying from you for a particular reason. I didn't find that person that you're using. I found them by mistake. But anyways, I just didn't care. Okay. Um, Maybe you would care. Like, I don't know, but it's just my personality. I just don't give a shit. But at the same time, it told me, I remember when I was on eBay, when I was selling on eBay, here's what I was doing on eBay. I was doing the exact same thing on eBay. What I was doing on eBay, and I showed you guys this before, I used to drop ship on eBay from eBay, okay? And a lot of people can't get their mind around this, but this is how I did $250,000 in freaking sales on eBay. This was like 95% of what I was doing. So I'll find items that are on eBay and I'll resell it on eBay for more money. So I went to Wayfair's store on eBay and I would find one of their items like this, okay? Like this sewing machine, and I'll look for one that actually had sales. So this has sales, and I would come and I would sell this for like $290 on eBay. So I would click sell now. I would save the pictures. I would save the description, and I would list it on eBay. But I'll put a more Google friendly title, and people bought from me because they found me. Okay, that's why I was able to sell it for $209. Okay, which is the equivalent. I always explain this, okay, and this is why I feel like doing this on Fiverr would actually work. I gave you guys this example before. So let's say this is like a mall, okay? Here's the mall, and here's the top floor, and here's the bottom floor. Now, you're in this mall as a vendor, you're selling the sewing machine for $200, okay? You're selling this sewing machine for $200, but your store, guess where your store is? Your store is in the basement by the janitor's closet. It's covered by trees, right? No one can find you, okay? You're hidden from everything else. You're still going to get sales, as you see here, okay, if a person finds you by luck, okay? Or you may have some repeat customers that know where you are, okay? But then I come inside the mall and I set up shop right here, right in the main entrance where all the traffic is coming to the store. I could sell the same sewing machine that you're selling for $200. I could sell it now for $300. and change if I wanted to. Okay. And it's what I have been doing 2014, 15, and 16. Okay. Over 3 years, I did this exact same business model and I did $250,000 in sales on eBay. Okay. And it was easy. Okay. Let me get rid of this here. Well, I shouldn't say it was easy because there were some complications, but you know, I did it, right? And so people could have wrapped their head around it when I was teaching people. They're like, how are you able to sell something that's cheap? Why wouldn't someone just come here and buy it? Well, think about it, using my analogy, right? How would they come here if they don't know about this? But they see me, right? People think people are going to eBay and typing in sewing machine, right? Only 5, maybe 10% of people are doing that. How people are finding sewing machines is on Google, Yahoo, Bing, all the search engines, okay? And eBay gets 15% off of whatever you sell. So if you post an ad, when I post an ad, Google, eBay wants their 15%. So you know what they invest in? They invest in Google AdWords and they promote my product. They invest in Facebook ads, so my product is promoted because they want their 15%. They have an invested interest in my success. Guess who does the same thing, right? Fiverr does the exact same thing with your gig when you start selling. Okay, not only do they put it on the front page of that category when you first launch it, unlike eBay. With eBay, this is something I'm going to talk to you guys about later. But with eBay, where's eBay? I think I closed it. With eBay, if I list this right now, I'm not going to be on the first page, right? But I'll be on the first page of Google, Yahoo, and Bing and all those stuff, right? But I won't be on the first page of eBay. With Fiverr, I will be on the first page of Fiverr as a new seller. Okay, that's one thing that I know for sure with Fiverr. Okay, so in theory, I could do what I did on eBay on Fiverr and just find a gig. Like let's say it's, I don't know, let's keep it simple and do logo design, right? I would first find, now I know there could be some complications here. I don't know. Remember I said you have to be like water and figure this shit out, right? Um and again, don't email me with all these questions because I don't know. I'm just giving you theory here. Okay. You would have to dive in to figure this thing out. But just off the top, I would think, okay, cool. Let me find someone here that is offering like a $10 logo, right? Up to a $10 logo that I could buy from. Okay, so this person, these are $12. These people have decent reviews, right? I would just mimic their ad and just sell it for more, right? Now, here's what I'm not sure of. I'm not sure when you first start selling on Fiverr if they limit you of your price. I don't know that. Okay, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I know there's limitations as a new seller. But again, in theory, I would just sell it for more, right? It's exactly what the person on Fiverr did and continues to do when I buy from him. Okay. Um, yeah, and the reason why I keep buying from his community, because I found the person that he uses, um, but their communication really sucks. They don't really speak English. And I said, you know what? I don't mind just dealing with this person because I've been dealing with them for a while. We have a relationship. So yeah, in theory, that would work. Okay. The only thing I don't like, and here's probably the reason why I wouldn't do it, is because it was kind of like the same thing on eBay, where if a customer's order was messed up or whatever the case is, not not a lot of people did this. This probably happened like I could count on one hand, but they would threaten your feedback. They would threaten to give you negative feedback unless you like bend to their will, right? And I didn't like that. Okay. And again, not a lot of people did that at all. Like probably less than 3 people did that to me in years. Okay. They were the exception. But I just didn't like that. I didn't like that my success or failure was predicated on feedback, because I had people that bought from me on eBay, they were happy, but by accident they put negative, and in the comment section they wrote great experience, but they hit negative by accident, and that will affect your sales. Right now, you could climb up from that, but I just didn't like their feedback system. And Fiverr has a similar feedback system, right? Where they will do anything you want for them, um, because they can afford to get negative feedback, right? What I assume negative feedback does for them, it pushes their gig back. I would assume that, right? I would assume that Fiverr no longer makes their gig relevant based on their feedback. And just like eBay, the more feedback you get, the more relevant you are, right? In terms of positive feedback. So because I don't want to play the feedback game is the reason why I don't want to do this. But again, that's just me. That is just me. Okay. And I'm kind of done with like e-com type of thing, like in terms of like servicing. But again, that's not the reason why you shouldn't try it out. Okay. How you overcome the feedback attack is just deliver great service. Always be in communication. Okay. Always go above and beyond. Okay. Not to get all spiritual on you guys, but there's a verse in the Bible that basically says, if a man challenges you to go a mile, go 2 miles. Okay. Always do more than what you're paid for. Okay. Always reach out to make sure that they're satisfied. If you do that, you should not get negative feedback. And if you do, just like eBay, when I got negative feedback when it was uncalled for, they were able to remove it. My first negative feedback I got on eBay, I got it removed. Okay, because eBay has a feedback revision team, because they know the customer's not always right. So I would call them and explain to them what happened, and they'll see a transcript of the conversation, and they would remove the feedback, especially if the customer threatens to leave you negative feedback if you don't do what they want, right? eBay doesn't like that, and they will remove the feedback, right? Um, so, and like also if they swear in the feedback, stuff like that, they will remove it. So yeah, so that's one way to get over the feedback hump. And if you could get over that and employ this, I really think you guys could win by doing that. So I urge, there's 400 plus people on this channel. I urge one of you guys to do this. Okay, don't just watch this and be like, oh, that's a great idea, I'm just never gonna do it. Like, listen, again, going back to the Bible, I'm feeling real spiritual today. The Bible says, you have not because you ask not, right? And I would flip that and say, you have not because you don't take as much risk as you should, right? And me, I'm a risk taker. I love taking calculated risk, okay? This is not something that's going to hurt me, right? And I may just do it, right? I may do it down the line, right? Just right at this present moment, it's not my main focus. But it's something that I may just do, right? Because you just never know. I've heard people on Fiverr that are making like $200, $300, $400 a day selling on Fiverr. They have YouTube commercials now. Like, they're all over the place, right? So you may want to explore it. Okay, I'm gonna explore selling on Fiverr, just not in this fashion. Okay, I'm gonna explore it in a different light, because I know that there's huge opportunity there. Okay, yeah. So another thing I wanted to show you guys is Fiverr has a podcast. I just found it today. Okay, and I'm gonna go through it. It seems like pretty awesome, right? It's on SoundCloud, okay, and I found it. I listened to a few episodes, and it's like you get into the minds of like sellers, um, and that helps you as a buyer, right? And it also helps you just in general in business, right? So keep that in mind. This is a dope podcast. You could find it by going to the bottom and clicking on podcasts right here. So you should be good to go. Um, so yeah, explore that. Again, don't just watch this and be like, I'm not gonna do that. That sounds great. Do it. Just I'm telling you, just freaking do it. Just go to Fiverr and click sell on Fiverr. Where is that link? I feel it's right in front of me. Yeah. And just try it out. You're not gonna die. Okay. Try it out and see what happens. Right. If you don't like it, then you can stop doing it, right? But at least you can say that you tried, right? I used to hate when, like, I had this one friend when I was in high school, because in high school I was such a hustler, I was such an entrepreneur. I remember my dad used to bring home these Jones soda. Okay, my last name is Jones. I don't know where he got these Jones sodas from, but he had the whole garage full of it. I would take them to school and I would sell them, and I called it Jones soda. And in the morning, there'll be people at school in the lunchroom waiting for me so I could sell them these sodas, right? So I always had that hustler mentality. And even after high school, I did so many things. Some succeeded, some failed. I had a vending machine business, right? I'll tell you guys about that venture later. But I had this quote unquote friend that said something to me, and he's like, "Oh, um, I think it's after I launched a candy machine business. I had candy machines, and I'm in high school. I had candy machines inside like department stores, right? And it got broken into, and my friend said, another failed business. Like, you keep trying stuff. And I said, what have you tried? Right? At least I could say I tried and enjoy the ride, right? But you're there on the sidelines criticizing me that's in the game playing, right? That's why he still lives with his mom. I love him, right? But he's like, one of those like anyways, I'm not gonna go in on him. But don't be that person, okay, that sits on the sideline criticizing the people that are in the ring playing the game. Okay? Get it done. Um that's about it. One gig that I bought recently that worked for me in terms of traffic, solo ads. Okay, I'm not going to go in depth about this, but solo ads is basically people who have a huge email list and in whatever niche, and you give them an email and they will send it out to their list. Some people have lists of like 1,000,000 people or 500 people, whatever the case is. I would ask them what their click-through rate is, meaning when they send the email, how many clicks do they get, okay, on average. It should be over 2%. Um, and what their open rate is, how many people open their emails and actually read it, right? It should be over 30%, okay? So if their open rate is over 30% and their click-through rate, CTR for short, is over 2%, go for it. Craft the email, okay, that says, hey, my name's Mike. Do you own a business? Great. I do logos. Great affordable logos. No overhead. Custom design. 3D design. Vector file included. Click this link here to go to my site and get a free consultation. Boom shakalaka. Right? Don't think too much about it and put that out there. So I did this weekend and I got like 4 leads from it, and one called me this morning when I was walking my dog, and I have to send them an invoice. I haven't sent them an invoice yet. But yeah, they called me for business plans, and I was like, they're like, hey, I need a business plan. What do you guys do? And again, a lot of people think that you have to know about the gig. No, all I say, we do 30 plus pages, executive summary, market research, industry analysis, um, and we give you the PDF and the Word file, and we do up to 3 years financials. Okay, great. Let me ask you, how much have you allocated for this project? Well, we have at least $800 for this. How much do you guys charge? Well, once he said that, I'm like, okay, cool. I could go higher than what I normally do, right? So I didn't charge 800, but I charged close to it, right? So he's like, so I'm like, okay, here's how we work. Again, taking control of the conversation. I said, here's what I'm gonna do. Uh, Text me your email, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you a business plan questionnaire. Fill it out. This is gonna give us everything that we need to get started. Once you fill it out, send it back to me, and I'll send you the invoice. Once you complete the invoice, then we're going to get started. I'm going to give that questionnaire to our team. They're going to get started on the work. And we're going to give you a statement of our work in terms of a workflow. So it's something that I do after they pay the invoice. I give them just by email a statement of the work that's going to be done, like what we're going to do and dates associated with it, right? Because the person that I use for business plan, every like 4 or 5 days, they give me like draft work, okay, and I'm able to just give that to my client, right? So that's it. Okay, and for those of you who are asking about watermarks and your clients and stuff like that, listen, if they give you something that you don't want, just ask for what you want, okay? Like, it's that simple. And most times I get watermark stuff from my Fiverr people, I'm like, no, I need to show this to my client. I can't show them with the watermark. Can you remove it, please? Yeah, sure, no problem. Right? Like, don't think you're stuck. Okay. So yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to share that with you guys. If you don't have the course, click the link in the description, get the course. One time $49. Comes with one-on-one support, Facebook group, and email support. If you're a first-time watcher of this channel, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell so you can get notified the next time this comes out. Please share this channel. I want to help entrepreneurs worldwide. Just a small announcement, 2 small announcements. I'm coming out with just an ebook. I'm still working on it. It's supposed to be done this weekend. But I'm working on an ebook to show you guys how you guys could sell daycares and restaurants websites by giving them sample websites. Okay, I did a video about it a few days ago. So that should be out soon. Some of you guys have asked me for the sample email and stuff like that. It'll be all in this ebook. Okay, that's gonna rock your guys' pants off. This is completely crazy. And next, I'm coming up with a book for entrepreneurs. Okay, this book is going to be launching soon. Okay, I'm just giving you guys the first announcement now. I'm really excited about it. I'm co-authoring it with a few other people, giving startup entrepreneurs some amazing tips on mindset, on marketing, on branding, everything you need to be a strong entrepreneur and take this as a career, to truly live the laptop lifestyle. Entrepreneurship is somewhat frowned upon, where it's like, oh, you have a hobby. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that Fiverr commercial where, she's like, oh, you could draw. That's cool. So can my little niece, right? People feel that your hobby can't turn into profit. Your hobby can't turn into a full-time career, okay? But if you see my deposits last month, you wouldn't be saying that, okay? I'm glad, I'm glad that I make more money part-time than I was making full-time on my job, sitting in a cubicle building someone else's dream, okay? And if it wasn't for me saying yes to entrepreneurship, I would still be in that cubicle building someone else's dream. Entrepreneurship is not perfect, but it's worth it. And it's definitely better than the rat race, all right? I love you guys. Click the link in the description if you don't have the course. Take charge.